Been a long time since I've feasted my eyes on solitude from this position. I believe there's my destination, the Dragonborn Gallery. Arian has sent me a note. Let's take a look. We have it here somewhere. Here it is. Ah, yes. Just like Yarian. What handwriting. Greetings, my friend. I hope this letter finds you, and finds you well. It's been some time since we've worked together, and I had a proposition for you. Assuming you can be persuaded to pull yourself away from your work at the Guilin University. I recall your last letter expressed wishing to get back into the field again. I think this proposal will have you most intrigued. Well, I'm quite intrigued already. I have quite a unique opportunity and have been appointed as the curator of the museum located here in Skyrim in the City of Solitude, which I've named for the prophetic legends of Dragonborn, dubbing it Dragonborn Gallery. Seems fitting. I have, however, not had much luck in procuring adequate relics for the museum. I've brought with me a few alien items from my own personal collection. There's a vast array here in Skyrim, as my research suggests. There also seems to be a gathering of sorts with notable artifacts rumored to have found their way here. But I have to tell you when I see you. I would be honored if you would be willing to assist me in becoming the museum's relic hunter. I know that with your skilled assistance, we could make this museum 10 times more grand than Moorhold Museum ever was. I can offer you free room and board as well, as the museum has a very well-equipped safe house above it, which is just gathering dust, as I prefer to sleep in the staff barracks where I can be close to my work. I also have enclosed 500 gold for incentive and travel expenses. I look forward to seeing you here, my friend. Assuming your interest is aroused, oh indeed it is. When you arrive here in Solitude, just head towards the Blue Palace at the far southeastern end of the city. The museum is a massive building just inside the palace. Just outside the palace. Safe journey, my friend. I eagerly await your arrival. Arian Morellis, Museum Curator of the Dragonborn Gallery. Well, my interest has piqued. Let's head to the Dragonborn Gallery. It's been quite some time since I've walked the streets of Solitude. It's a little bit more energetic than I remember. But as RN Note says, we should head towards the Blue Palace. We have
specific business, I'm not interested.
Sir, we don't have any specific business. Now that's quite the sight. Dragonborn Gallery. Very interesting. Let's see what Arian has to say. Let's see if we can find him inside. Dragonborn Hall of Heroes.
Ah, good day, my friend.
Arian.
You're here. I trust things fare well.
The voyage was long but uneventful.
Excellent. Well, let me give you the 10 Septem tour then.
That would be great.
It was called Macnarian Hall, and it was the site of a temple of Talos, built before the Grand Temple here in Solitude.
It is now named Dragonborn Gallery, named for the ancient legends of the Nordic people of Skyrim, where the museum makes its home.
Mm-hmm.
To your right is the reception hall and staff barracks. To the left, the library, where I do most of my work. Through the library, you will find your way to the armories upstairs and the Dragonborn Hall, where various relevant displays will be built.
Interesting.
Heralding more of your accomplishments. Up ahead, you will find the main gallery, which I call the Hall of Heroes. There are 4 connecting hallways that all lead to the Daedric Gallery, the Hall of Lost Empires, the Gallery of Natural Science, the Hall of Oddities, and the one that leads to the upper gallery, which is an extension of the Hall of Heroes.
Very well.
As you can see, I've already been fast at work preparing exhibit plaques in the hopes that you will happen across these relics in your travels.
I can tell.
I've done years' worth of research and found that many of the great relics of Tamriel have for some reason gravitated to Skyrim.
I wonder why.
Perhaps the energies that lie within these relics sense the impending crisis. At any rate,
Crisis?
have a look around, and then come talk to me when you're ready to move forward.
Very interesting. I will indeed. This is quite grand. Wonder how Aryan has procured this building. No matter. We have a long journey ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look at the Hall of Oddities. I think we'll take a short look at a few rooms here, and then find Aryan again. Pegasus in a jar. Giant in a jar. Wow. We do have quite the task ahead of us. Seems as though there's many places for many things. This will be quite the display once we complete it. However, I believe the journey is going to be long and arduous. Let's see if we can find Aryan. I'm eager to get started on our tasks. I don't know what he's got started, if he has anything started for me, but I believe it would be a good idea to get started sooner rather than later. Ah, Aryan!
Oh yes, I almost forgot. I did promise you a room and board after all, didn't I?
Indeed.
Here is the key to the safe house upstairs. You can get to the safe house by way of the stairs outside that run behind the left side of the main entry stairs.
Okay.
Or through the hidden passage to the right of the armory door upstairs from the library. Just
Brilliant.
to the loose stone on the right. And lastly, I have a few leads for you to get you started as you get more familiarized with Skyrim.
I didn't
Also,
think you'd
this region
disappoint.
can be very treacherous with all the frost trolls, saber cats, and the like. The areas to the south may prove a better place to start. First is an artifact I heard is for sale by a general merchant in Helgen named Borgoth. He said he would hold the item for me for a while. So it may be best to retrieve it first. The others, well, the notes will tell you all you need to know about them.
Very well. Thank you, Aryan. It's good to see you. If I believe he said head up the stairs. Ah, here we are. The upper gallery. Ah. Well, let's take a look at our inventory and see where Aryan wants us to get started. Initial notes. Ah, yes. Such a literary genius Aryan is, with this fancy handwriting. I never got into much handwriting myself, however. It is quite easy to read. Here's a few things to do that will get you off on the right foot, I think. Firstly, Borgoth at the Finest Wares Emporium is holding, for me, a small collection of rare Nordic burial urns, which he was willing to hold for a short time. If you could make that your priority, I'd appreciate it. Well, I believe that would be the best place to start. Let's head to Helgen.